Hi there, this is now on to the development section of Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. And even this notion of developing something, developing, that's been around in classical music, or rather with any kind of art music for quite some time. That's taking something and you're doing something with a piece of, or not even a piece, like a piece like, you know, what you listen to, like a piece as in a component of music. So famously, in Beethoven's Fifth, we have this infamous rhythm that starts with a rest, which is interesting. Anyways, with that is developed not only throughout the entire first movement where it's really used, but even throughout the entire symphony. You hear the, even though it's not the same notes, the rhythm infects everything. So I didn't mention this in the exposition part because it could be a little confusing when I'm trying to show, here's how these two sections contrast. So Beethoven, being Beethoven and being really clever, has something that continues, namely this ba 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 ba, ba 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 ba, ba 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 ba, the short, 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 long, because if you look, even though we have this theme, oops, this is what's playing underneath it. So, wait a minute, isn't that from the first part? Yes, it is. But notice importantly here, this is in, as opposed to, so we have the key of E flat that's utilizing that, but the rhythm still stays there. So now in the development, because in the development, you can use both first, second theme, you can add new things. The rules are pretty much not even almost existent in the development, except that you have to be developing something. You need to be doing something with parts of what happened in the exposition. It's usually pretty rare that the development is just like a completely different section. Because in that case, it wouldn't really be a sonata form. It'd be a ternary form or something that's in three parts. So you'd have an A section, a B section, and then an A section, again, a return of the A. And the B would just be a contrasting thing. Now, in the sonata form, there needs to be something more substantial going on. So a really easy way to have a nice development is to continue with this rhythm stuff. And that's exactly what Beethoven does. But as I pointed out, it kind of is there in the entire piece. So in some ways, the entire piece is just a mere development of this, because he uses it in all sorts of different surprising ways, and it keeps coming back again and again and again. Anyways, enough about that rhythm. Let's get into the development and see exactly what it is that he is doing. So he starts, this is normal Beethoven, he oftentimes starts the development very similarly to how he starts the exposition, but it's in a different key than what the exposition started in, and it kind of sets up this like weird kind of, you're like, this sounds familiar, but it sounds really different. And so he does the same thing here with, excuse me. So that's the kind of what we call the main theme, as it were, from the first part of the exposition. And now it's in a different key. It's in F minor. And then this spins out and continues, and it sounds kind of similar. But then here's what makes the development fun, is it starts kind of going into new places. And so as opposed to going the way the exposition did, you still have this. Also, harmonies and everything in developments tend to be way more unstable, and that's what adds to the whole drama. And so anyways, we have this. And then we get this awesome, really dramatic part with these big diminished chords where, oops, excuse me, let me get the notes right first.